It's about the size of a walnut, but this little guy is responsible for some really big feelings, physically and emotionally. Whether you've got one, whether you love someone who does, or you just want to understand why the prostate gets called the male G-spot, today we're cracking open the mystery. Spoiler, it's not just about sex. And yes, we're going to talk about how prostate play might actually help with erectile dysfunction. Welcome to Taboo Talks, not safe for brunch, where nothing is off the table. We're diving into real conversations about sex, relationships, and self-discovery with zero shame and a whole lot of sass.
With over 55 years of combined experience in the intimacy industry and plenty of real-life lessons, we are here to break taboos, bust myths, and serve up unapologetic, real-world education, one brunch convo at a time.
I'm Coralie, tuning in from Vancouver. I'm a married mom with one foot in the empty nest club. My superpower is going deep down rabbit holes and getting to the real root of things.
And I'm Amber. I'm based in Ontario. I'm married. I'm a mom, a G-ma, and proudly blunt. I cut through the fluff and get straight to what matters.
I'm Vicki, and I'm from Manitoba. I'm divorced, re-entering the dating scene. I'm a mom to two grown-ups, and my magic is creating real connection because intimacy starts with trust.
Grab your mimosa, your matcha, or whatever turns you on, and let's dive in.
Okay, real talk. Did anybody else grow up thinking the prostate was just this weird, mysterious thing that doctors poked at once you turned 50?
Totally. It was like this taboo zone. It was only talked about in the form of cancer or jokes on sitcoms.
Right? And now here we are full grown, realizing it's actually a major player in pleasure and health and connection, yet it's still so misunderstood.
All right, so let's dive into what the prostate is and where you can find it. So the location of the prostate is just below the bladder in front of the rectum. So yes, you're going in from behind. All right. And the main job is it produces seminal fluid, and it also aids in urination and plays a role in hormone production. So if you're a male and you've got this prostate, listen, it's doing a whole lot. So the prostate is a sensitive bundle of nerves. And this is why it's often called the P spot, because when you're stimulating the prostate, it can be doing a whole lot of amazing things for your orgasm. So the prostate can enlarge with age, and this is known as benign prostatic hyperplasia, and it affects urination and erections. So that's why you'll often notice that sometimes as you age, erections may become a little more difficult. And an enlarged prostate doesn't directly cause erectile dysfunction, but certain treatments for this can actually impact your ability to maintain an erection.
Mm-hmm. And also the urination. I mean, as men get older, I don't know, they get their bladders. It looks like they get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, like little hamster bladders.
I love hanging around with men who are in this age group and their prostate is, doing the thing because that means they know where all the bathrooms are. As a woman, I love that.
So why do you think there's still so much stigma around even talking about the prostate, especially in cis male communities?
Well, I mean, I think that it's because men are supposed to man up. And again, these are quotations if you're just listening. We don't subscribe to that. But I think that there is this belief system that just tells men that they are supposed to be a particular way and they shouldn't be talking about any variations otherwise.
I think one of the main reasons too is because there's this whole story out there in people's heads that if you're a man and you like stuff in the butt, you're gay. And if they have any sort of shame attached to that, or they have something internalized about that, it's going to be really hard to talk about. And we know what hole you like to put it in does not indicate your sexuality. And even if it did, it's okay to be gay.
Right. And it's also none of my business. Right. Except from the sexual health educator aspect. Right. I don't care. It does not matter what you do and where you do it.
This episode is brought to you by our Not Safe for Brunch intimacy shop, where curiosity is always welcome and we keep the good stuff in stock. If you're ready to explore prostate play, there's some seriously well-designed tools out there. One style we love is the kind that works with your body. Hands-free, no vibration. It's just all angled in the right way. These toys respond to your natural muscle movement and can unlock deeper, more controlled sensations. It's subtle, it's powerful, and yeah, absolutely hands-free orgasms are on the table.
Or maybe you want a little more intensity. That's where vibrating prostate massagers come in. We carry models with multiple speeds and patterns, still hands-free, but with that added pulse to help you really dial things up. These toys stimulate multiple pleasure points at once and can be used with or without power, so depending on your mood. They are sleek, body safe, and great whether you're new to prostate play or looking to level up.
Either way, there's no wrong choice, just different vibes for different bodies. Prostate play can boost pleasure and support better sexual health and help reconnect you to your body in ways that are both hot and healing. So, if you're curious, head to our Not Safe for Brunch intimacy shop. Links in the show notes. We've got options, info, and no judgment. All right, now that you know your prostate deserves more than just a passing mention, let's get back to the show.
Let's talk about pleasure, play, and the prostate orgasm. So, prostate orgasms can enhance or even trigger a regular orgasm without even touching the penis, without touching it. Wow. I know some of you are really going to like that.
And this is why, like, going back to the stigma around it and males not wanting to do it because of whatever reason, you're really missing out.
Yeah, totally. You have so many different things you can use. There's tools. We have some great ones on our site. There's massagers. We have 10 prostate play toys on our body, right here on our hands. If you're interested in toys, which is great, Aneros, they have a really great one for beginners. If you are not watching on YouTube, you might want to skip on over for this one because we're showing this toy. So this one here is the MGX by Aneros. And this part here where it touches the prostate is very wide. So if you're a new prostate play person, this is a really good starter one because there's less guessing. You know, it just makes it easier for you because it's not pinpointed. And sometimes that pinpoint can be too much pressure when you're new. So this is much more palatable for someone who is new to prostate play. And the Helix is the other one that has the more pinpoint one. So this one is less aggressive than the Helix one. And it's just cute.
It is cute. It is cute. And listen, you can grab it right on our website.
Yeah. With your prostate, relaxation, patience, communication are key, especially if you're with a partner. A lot of people experiment on their own at first, which is totally normal. Sometimes you want to do that on your own to kind of figure things out. And again, it's not just for gay men. Anyone with a prostate can play. I wish I had one.
I know. I want to experience it.
I know.
So we're so selfish. We could have multiple orgasms so easily.
I know. But we're like, but I want that one. I want yours. Anyways, you guys, what do we think would shift if people would start seeing the prostate as a pleasure center instead of a punchline, a joke?
Ugh, I think we would see so many happier men.
Yes.
You know, I think, right? I mean, orgasms and all that come along with that just make us better people. And I think that men would just be more relaxed. And I think that we would see happier couples. I think we would see people exploring together more because they could without any sort of stigma. We know that I love to talk about how not talking about things and not having a sex decompress can be really detrimental to a relationship. I think it's smart. I think it's smart to engage.
Well, and I think that if we started seeing more prostate play, you know, in even older men, because a lot of times they're dealing with this erectile dysfunction or issues, and that can be a secondary option for pleasure with your partner instead of just relying on the penis.
Right. And then how about the health benefits
Yeah.
of prostate play? Now we're talking about would that constitute less incidence of prostate problems? I don't know. Maybe. Are we standing in our own way?
There are studies that show that regular, what's the medical term for it?
Express?
Maybe express, like when you
I'm just thinking about my dog's anal glands at this point.
I don't say express.
There are studies. Okay, I think it's release. I don't know. But yeah, there are studies that show that regular release of that prostate fluid is good for their overall health. So,
Yes.
and yeah, I think that if more people would start seeing the prostate as a pleasure center, I think you're exactly right. I think people would be happier. We see a lot of grumpy men. Grumpy men. And some of you, I just want to give you a hug and tell you it's okay. I have this empathy for them because I feel like they haven't been given the permission to talk about how they feel,
Right.
what they like we have. We are almost
Right.
expected to, right? And I know some of us don't. We hold it in and we kind of learn and grow as we get older that it's good for us. And it's a lot harder for them to do that. So imagine you're just holding all this stuff in your whole life that you can't talk about. Like I know 50-year-old men who haven't cried since they were kids, who've lost parents and haven't cried. And I just think, yeah, it's just about like being free. Be free, everyone. Be free.
Yeah. Listen, and talking about it from the space of being a sexual health educator, I note that the most communicative clients that I have in couples, heterosexual couples, are those that are exploring all of the things, that are exploring anal play for him, that are exploring digital stimulation in the rectum for prostate purposes. I just see more communicative partnerships that way.
Yeah. Sorry, I want to go back, but the term from medical news today,
Okay, yeah.
right, is actually called prostate milking.
Milking. Okay, I
Milking.
knew it. I was like, this isn't there's a word. Yes.
Right.
And the
Like an
benefits to this, and I know we're jumping into some health stuff in a second, but the benefits to this is that not only can it feel good, it can make sex more pleasurable and enhance closeness between partners. I mean, clearly we're kind of delve into that. But there is also limited evidence that the prostate massage may improve prostate health in general. And I think we're diving into some of that health stuff right now.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about prostate health. I think that's, of course, we know I love to talk about the health benefits. So, poor prostate health can impact erections and sexual function, which is exactly what Amber just said. So, we're talking about how important it is to milk, if you will, that prostate. I'm not sure I love the term, but if that's the term we're using, let's go with it. But stimulation of the prostate in of itself is healthy. Regular stimulation, solo or partnered, may improve blood flow and nerve response, which I think is, again, that's a great health benefit. Some men find that prostate play helps relieve symptoms of ED, which is erectile dysfunction, by increasing sensation and even confidence.
Right. And there, when you're going into having that erectile dysfunction, if you have a solution that can possibly help, why the hell aren't you trying it? Why would you jump to pills right away? Try this natural solution that can also increase your orgasms.
Right. Exactly. Well, it's because society thinks that, just throwing a pill at it is a good idea. We definitely believe in trying to serve ourselves and using the tools that we have. So I agree, Amber, 100%. Why are we not using what we've got to increase our health? It's just like saying, why are we not eating more vegetables? They're right there. Right? We just make choices that look differently, right? Seeing a specialist such as a urologist is a must if there are ongoing issues. So again, you're going to have to at some point engage a healthcare professional if it's an ongoing situation. So I think you're right. I think if we've got the opportunity to explore, to see if we can at least bridge some of that gap, why wouldn't we? It's, again, we have to get out of our own way.
I think it's really important for men too, or for us to start talking about with men that are younger who aren't even close to that age range yet, because if they can get more comfortable with the idea, then when that time hits, they're going to be more open with it than compared to if you're suddenly 55, 60 and someone's, hey, let's talk about putting things in your butt. You might be like, no. But if you're open to the idea, you're just talking about it earlier, be like, well, it's a common way or it's an easy way to help with erectile dysfunction when you get to that stage in life, because it's not an if, it's a when, then it's going to be more open to talking about it. They're going to be more open to talking about it or trying it later. But also too, I just want to share a quick story. I know I've shared it with you guys before. I might've shared it on the podcast, but I did a couples event many years ago, like 15 years ago. And a lot of times when men were at this event, they were very obviously uncomfortable and just sort of sitting there. But this one event I did, It was couples, and it was like they were like bikers, they all had big motorcycles and they were dressed like big biker guys, jeans, leather jacket, scruffy. Those men came into that private shopping area, butt stuff, butt stuff, butt stuff. These are men that you would look at, be like, that is a man's man, like they did not care. They did not care.
They're comfortable.
They're comfortable with it. And that is freaking incredible. Like the manliest men are the true manliest men are going to be comfortable having those conversations because they know it's not indicative of their sexuality at all.
But suddenly that makes them so sexy.
Right? Right.
That confidence, man.
Confidence.
Hot. The confidence, the willingness, the wantingness.
Right.
Come on.
Yes.
This is proof that it does not matter how you present in the world when it comes to your shell. This is about your brain. This is about what you intellectually bring to the table. I'm down all day long. Love that.
Totally.
Yeah. So guys, why do we think it's so hard for men to seek help for things like erectile dysfunction or even to admit that it's happening? I think that this goes back to our answer to everything lately.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I think it's just embarrassment. And even then, like, you're going to your doctor and, oh my gosh, now I got to talk about my penis and I'm not getting that erection when I wanted to, or as often as I wanted to. And you have to now openly talk with your doctor. And it can be embarrassing when in turn, I mean, guys, your doctor has heard it all. They've seen it all.
Right.
They've heard it all. It's just a normal day. Like if you're a mechanic and you're working on a car every day, that's all you see. And you're desensitized to it. So they're not judging you. They don't care. They're just there to help you.
I also think that if you're in a partnership, if you're not coming to your person first and saying, this is what I'm struggling with, I'd like to try some stimulation in the area. Maybe it's just external perineal stimulation to start. Nobody wants to be, the surprise provider of that, but sometimes you just have to if things are not working, right? You need to talk to your partner, and that's something you guys can tackle together. And that might give you the strength to go to the doctor or seek some professional help around that. But yeah, it goes back down to communication for me. If we can't talk to one another, what are we doing?
And I think too that I think it's harder for men to talk to their doctor or to talk to their close men circle than it is to a female partner, because for men in the male world, so it seems, correct me if I'm wrong, men, and I know you will. I know you will.
They will.
But I won't miss that opportunity. But they are obsessed with their penis and with everyone else's penis more than a woman ever is. Like their manliness is the size of their penis. They want to insult someone. He's got a small dick. That guy's a man. He must have a big dick. Look at him swinging his big dick around. So something goes wrong with their penis and they can't, they have erectile dysfunction. They're worried about what the other men are going to think, that they're going to be less manly. That's my opinion.
What they would find if they opened the conversation and they had brave friends, is that they would have a lot more in common than they assumed.
And also what they would find if they had a friend that did not react in a positive way, they are dealing with it.
Also true, right? Yeah. I mean,
or they have some sort of story around it that
100%.
You just touched a nerve on and it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, that's so true. One time somebody told me that I used humor to mask my pain, and that is absolutely true. But
what other way is there?
But I think that happens with a lot of men, is that they, elbow and,
and I think humor fun. Yeah. And I think the humor is good. If you can't laugh about it, we are a dark family. Okay. We laugh about the worst things, and I think that's important to do. But I also think you still have to do the feelings things with it,
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, as women, if we come to one another, even the three of us, and say, hey, I have this challenge. Have you guys heard of this? Or does this happen to you? We do that all the time. And we don't assume that there's going to be judgment. We assume there's going to be solutions, and we're here for it. Right. So I want that more for men, I think.
Yeah.
If you're interested in diving into a little more information about backdoor play, we've got a free download in the show notes for you if you want to dive a little deeper into your backstage pass.
So we started with a walnut-sized mystery, and now we're here talking about pleasure, stigma, and a whole new way to understand the body. Prostate care is self-care, whether it's about pleasure, health, or curiosity.
If you've got one, get to know it. And if you love someone who has one, talk about it with them.
And if you're still squeamish about it, ask yourself why. Maybe start there.
Thanks for pulling up a seat at the Taboo Talk Not Safe for Brunch table. If today's chat made you laugh, think, squirm, or all three, do us a solid, like, follow, and leave a review. It's basically the podcast world's version of a good tip.
Want more juicy, unfiltered conversations? Tap the link in the show notes and sign up for our weekly newsletter, your VIP pass to what didn't make it on the air.
Brunch isn't just about the bites and bubbles. It's about showing up real, raw, and ready to talk about what really matters. So until next time, keep it bold, keep it curious, and definitely keep it not safe for brunch.